Hello everyone, Tanak here. Welcome to episode 146 of Building My Industrial Empire in EVE Online. We will start with the Plenitude HR. We are now at 236 member in the Alliance, so that's plus 10 compared to last week. Again, good week for recruitment. We didn't recruit any corp this week. We did recruit individual character. Usually when somebody join, he will join like typically they try with one day with one other character or two, and usually it's not long before they move all their alts over. So obviously that's not 236 human, that's 236 character. In terms of human at the keyboard, I would say we're probably around maybe 50, 60 at this point, but playing at various time of the day, so it doesn't look always busy. But you typically like right now, you see I'm logged in 12 people on Corp. Our biggest time zone is the European time zone, so we're about, I would say, about 2/3 Euro, 1/3 NA, with a little bit sprinkle around for the rest of the other time zone. So pretty much similar to what WOMP is. Now, there's discussion also currently there. We have discussion with other group that are considering joining. When somebody has approached me to join with a corp, the one thing I get asked the most often is, do we take like personal corp, like one guy in his alt with his corp? This honestly, as an alliance our side, this is not really interesting for us unless there's a specific condition for that, because there's a logistic to integrating a corp in your alliance. There's fee. Not that the fee are that high, but there's fee. If you want to keep executor control, you need to add other corp that you control also in the alliance. And there's the logistic. They don't pay this. You have to find something with the tax, or how we're going to manage with that. So it's basically more logistic, more annoyance. So we usually will only do that for a group with at least 5 human, or at least around that size, where it becomes like we get, would say, value for our time investment to set up as an individual, as compared to an individual corp. And again, this is speaking from a position of an alliance that's currently established. If I was a new CEO starting out, that's a different story. You like when you grow in size and you grow in power and you're more established, you kind of can up the bar a little bit on your condition. So I'm in that comfortable situation at this point. Now for the finance, how are we doing finance-wise? The little graph here from Jeeves Asset, you see there's a little drop this week. Part of that drop, I'm guessing, again, is the value of asset, but because we didn't lose money or anything. I personally did buy 2 big ticket items this week. I bought an Orca with Forman Fred, you can see here. Nice little beautiful Orca. And I bought a freighter with my hauling alt who was still running. I only had a blockade runner and a DST. So I now have a freighter, which is very useful when I do have to make like the Jita run to sell ore or stuff, and to bring back some stuff for the Plane Mart. So all in all, that's probably justifying. But again, finance is really not what I'm worried about. We're at a point where the corp is running basically, we're making our cost, and that's the goal with the time. The idea is not to make a shit ton of money, and it's not like we're at a point where we don't have big SRP bill or stuff like that. So all in all, pretty happy with the finance part. The one thing that might be worth talking about is the Plenty Mart. Again, the Plenty Mart here, I told you last week that we had some competition from Agadag's Reborn. I know now who owns the corp, and it's somebody that we know, so we're in a good relationship with them. There's no not going to be any actual war on the grid. There's probably going to be a little bit of trade competition between friends, but so far what we've seen is we haven't had our market share drop. Actually, the Plenty Mart is still growing if I'm going on a 7-day average, and it's very hard to tell because like if you look on the 7-day average, we're averaging 1.1 bill a day, and they're averaging around 500 mil. But that's on the 7-day average. There was one day during last week, if I'm looking at one day at a time, there was one day during last week where we were actually the 13th market hub server wide. So that's including GDA, MR, and then we're number 13 with the Plenty Mart. But what happened this day is that there's a big seller that Croda is selling stuff, and I was talking with him. It's like, did you have anything to do with that? And we look at the actual trade transaction, and on that single day, we had a bunch of T2 money, about 4 skiff, and like basically like big mining client, which generated close to 4 billion in sell during a single day, which pop us on top of the market for that day. But you don't get those types of sell in Canada every day. These are like the once a month maybe sell, or even that, I'm not sure. So it's very, very hard to establish like how are we, and if I wanted to gain those statistics, it would be so easy because I could just, like, let's say, take one of my character, buy 10 bill worth of stuff for my other character, and just sell it between my two character. I would pay the taxes, but the taxes would be minimal, and I would look like one of the top market hub in the area. So there's a limit to how much you actually can get out of the statistics. I'm not saying they are totally worthless. They are pretty interesting to look at, generally speaking, but they're very, very easy to game. So at that point, I'm not paying that much attention to it. I'm looking at it, obviously following how the market evolves, but we're not at like, we don't depend on those. Like, if let's say tomorrow the Plenty Mart has 0 sale, I'm still not going to close it, and we're still going to be our staging area, and we're still going to and we still have money to fuel it. So it's but our initial goal that we had to put some activity in a region of space that was basically dead, this has actually manifested itself in the game, where you're seeing people like the Plenty Mart. There's always people there, and even there, that other zone, the other system there, Parses, there's people there. The area between, I used to be able to go to a Mar and have like encounter almost 0 people, occasionally 1 or 2 people, but now you get like 4 or 5 people at least in every system that you pass through. So I would say, like with that is pretty much a mission accomplished for putting some life back in the region. So that's it. So I kind of broke off a little bit from the finance part to more general gameplay. But again, at some point, what is limiting us is we're in a like, we're in the boonies in Canada a little bit, and there's kind of any growth that we have, we're limited by the amount of people living in the area. So, and again, if these people come and live, and I'll say that like as plainly as, again, from a station owner perspective who's running open station, if these people come live in our station, they're sharing and like they're refining at my Atenor, or I say our Atenor. They're using our market hub, and they're setting office in our station. then what's basically happening is that we're sharing the cost. They're sharing a burden of our cost. They're sharing part of our cost, and we can keep the cost low, and everybody can make use of the area. If they come and set up their own station right next to us and they open it like as a public station, then well, they consume fuel, and we don't split the bill, so we each are less effective. But again, everybody wants to be the one that owns their station, so that's kind of the game like this. But we're not like in a situation where we're actively fighting for hegemony in ISEC Canada. It's just not worth it. It's just the logic behind it, where you're fighting for 3 or 4 million ISK revenue per day. So is it worth it? You just go with the amount of time and the expenses that you'll get to fight these wars. Just go rat half an hour or more, and you'll be fine. So anyway, that's for the financial part. But again, the goal of Plenitude has never been to make a ton of money. The goal of Plenitude is to put some life in the South, to make MR a viable trade option, which is like a far-fetched goal. Like our end game is basically make MR rival JITA, which is because you need to be ambitious. But our real goal is to actually be a place where our member thrive and they have all the services that they need, and that they can enjoy the game, and eventually have the people that can help them transition into area where it's more lucrative, or if they want to enjoy the ISEC life because they want the low pressure, they can't be on voicecom all the time. We want to have them have a home where they can enjoy it, and that is not predatory to them. I rather all my member be rich than have the corp have a huge stockpile of money, because I know that if all my members are financially healthy, when the corp needs something, money comes trickling in easily. So that's kind of the way I view this. Now, politics. Politics in ISEC, again, there's not that much change. We did get three more Poco this week, so we're now at 23 Poco in the area. Again, we're keeping it was like we identified this corp as inactive, we decked the corp, we cleaned the 3 Pocos in one night, and the war dropped after that. So again, we're grabbing those low-hanging fruit. If it's inactive, then we're gonna it's free real estate. So that's the way I see it. And now null-sec politics was interesting again this week. Fraternity dropped another fort in null in TAT here, and there was a fight to kill that fort Azar. So Frat came to defend it. Initiative, who doesn't want Frat to get some deployment in the south, came to fight. And then only fleet, Dracarys, us, who don't, well, Dracarys, I think they're not on very friendly term with Frat, so they just came to war on the kill. Only fleet and us, we're basically what we don't want a fraternity fort within cap drop range of our entire space. So obviously we came to fight it, and we ended up the battle here ended up being well, not one-sided. We were ISK positive on the fight. I wasn't there personally, and we ended up killing the fort who doesn't show on the battle report, so that the Frat fort died. So second attempt, second one, the fort got shot. Aside from that, I personally was involved in one fight where we went with Jackdaw to fight in the area where to fight only fleet, but our Jackdaw fleet got cornered in and shot. I managed to actually be one of the few that survived and saved log, and eventually got back home with that. So if you look at my all in all, I'm not in top kill, but if you look at my my week here in Eve, I did get a few kill on that. I did get a few kill. That was a roam, if I remember. I'm not sure. And that's the Poco kill. So weekly, what 5 kill, 5 ship kill, no loss. Again, very well decent week for me, but basically a kind of a standard where it's not because I'm a super good fighter. More than half of these targets didn't even move; they were Pocos. Now, me as a pilot, aside from that, well, Forman Fred now has his Orca. The big issue here is compression. I still don't have access to moon compression. I have access to mineral, and I should be getting ice like today, and then I need to work toward moon compression. You need level 5 for moon, and that's the most valuable asset here. You can see this is one of our station in Talidal where we're pulling a little moon chunk here. So hopefully in the next few weeks I'm gonna be able to activate the compression module for moon mineral, which is a big plus when if you've done any moon mining whatsoever. The fact that you can compress and not have to go empty your hull or jet can, and you can go back to the state. You just have to compress and you can stay in space continuously mining. It's a big plus. So that's my goal with Forman Fred, is to be an actual mining foreman. And that's pretty much it. Do I have anything else? No, that's pretty much it. I've been rambling on long enough. Now, what you can expect from the next upcoming week, there's supposed to be a big up tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll get a fight out of that. We did anchor a Fortizar in boss staging area, and it went uncontested. And we have some ups planned for the weekend to try to push that war on the null-sec front. On the ISEC area, again, I'm gonna try to find us another target. I usually try to get at least like one ups or some kind of progression done every week in ISEC. Again, at this point, I'm kind of having like a rich people issue or a rich world or first world problem, in a way that we don't really need to expand. We got all the services that we have. The only thing I can think of would be to try to get a Tatara, but it's not worth it. The rest, again, we're gonna try and keep progressing slowly, grab some more Pocos, stretching out a little bit. But I don't want to stretch my force too thin either. The idea is not to have a massive ISEC footprint. The idea was to make a nice home, and there is a nice home already. So I kind of need to be more assertive on what I want to accomplish with the corp. Because basically right now I got a ton of resources, people willing to throw more resources at us. But the problem is, yeah, okay, but what do I want to do with these resources? I need to find some way for it, some use for them. And also, me personally, I'm a little bit in a situation where I do have like a huge list of games that I want to try. The new Crusader King expansion. I want to try EU5 that's coming out next week. So it's gonna. These games I've been waiting for a long time. I want to try them also. Eve is fun, but there's other game too, so I want to try those. But at the same time, I know that I'm managing a corp, so I'm not gonna like drop Eve. So it's usually I'm trying to I might, even if a night where I'm not playing Eve because I would try another game, I'll at least log on in Eve. I log on every day. I still do my daily with all my 4 character that I'm playing. So it's pretty much it right now. Anyway, that's it for this week. I hope you guys enjoy. It wasn't like the big super eventful week, but still some stuff to talk about. If you guys have any question, comment, issue, just voice it in the comment. I'm always happy to answer, and see you guys next week. Bye bye.